Hey everyone, it's Melia and
Johnny.
alright guys, so I am here. We're going to talk about Christian marriages, and the common misconception is once that you are saved, that everything is going to be hunky-dory all the time. And that is a big fat no. So Johnny, I just want to ask you, what is the biggest struggle that you've had in this marriage? Being equally yoked, because it's not all what it's all cracked up to be following Jesus, even though we love him dearly.
What is the biggest struggle?
Yeah.
The biggest struggle is being able to die to yourself. You always want to be right in what you're talking about or what you're dealing with at the time, and you're not always right. And you got to be open and willing to listen to your significant other and really take into account their opinion and their view, and not just look at it from your side. And me being a veteran of the Marine Corps, that makes it even a little more difficult for me.
And me.
Yes, because and she does a great job of dealing with me, because I'm not an easy man to deal with. I've had my struggles, and my time in the Marine Corps definitely changed me into a different man. Not that it's a bad thing. I loved being in the Marine Corps. It was a huge part of my life, and it transformed me into the man that I am today, and I wouldn't take anything away from that. But in another sense, there's a lot of things that the Marine Corps instilled in me that make it very difficult to be in a marriage. And just because I'm a Christian man, that I gave my life to Christ, doesn't mean I'm a perfect man, because I am far from it.
So part of my equally yoked to dating method, and what I talk about a lot in coaching, is finding that godly man. And when I'm saying about finding your godly man, it's not a perfect man. You're never going to find that in anybody, whether you're a Christian or not. That it takes deep work and transformation work with God that we both went through, and that we're still going through, and that we strive every single day to be in his presence, to dying to yourself, which is very, very hard to do. And probably a lot of people don't understand really what dying to yourself means. So we want to kind of explain that. And dying to yourself is taking up the cross. It is surrendering your feelings, your emotions, everything that you thought maybe once. You're dying to that. You're looking at it from a godly perspective. You're looking at it not from a secular, but from a non-secular view. And that is very, very difficult, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Like I said before, it's extremely hard. But you'll find that once you do learn to die to yourself and to listen to the other person's perspective and point of view, that you'll find that you actually will agree with them. Having an open mind. And then you'll take a step back and be like, wow, I never really thought of it in that way, or I never really saw it that way before, and now I have a new perspective and a new understanding, just from being able to die to yourself and to really be willing to learn. That's a huge part of marriage, is being to learn from one another, and If you're not willing to learn, and you're not willing to listen, and even it says in Proverbs, that learning and being able to listen is wisdom. So you acquire wisdom from the more that you're willing to learn and listen to your significant other, your wife, your husband, and so forth. Yeah, that's what I...
So the constructive criticism, that's something we don't like. A lot of people, I embrace it because I want to better myself, but a lot of people get very prideful. They get a little taken back. It's a little hard to tolerate. Some will accept it more than others, no matter how sometimes the message is delivered. I know that I've brought some weaknesses into some of the stuff that Johnny maybe is going through, and he's brought weaknesses in front of me, and we weren't necessarily ready to deal with it at the time. We defend ourselves. No, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And that is what we mean by surrendering and following Jesus and dying to yourself, that you're not always right. You're not always, look at it from somebody else's perspective. When you can look at it from somebody else's perspective, you're growing with them. If we're not growing together, if this isn't right, this isn't right. So if we're not growing together, if we're not going to die to ourselves to love each other more, to embrace each other more, we're going to fall apart. The marriage is going to very slowly start deteriorating. So I strive all the time to work on our marriage and how an equally yoked marriage is so important, so vital, and to keep that relationship going and going. And it's not an easy thing. So we just wanted to kind of talk here. We're going to be talking about this a little bit more, different subjects. And so we just wanted to say thank you. We hope you learned something today, and just many blessings.